Hi guys, just arrived at the beach. I'm fishing at Langney Point today. The target is sole. I had hoped to be fishing down Chesil tomorrow, but it's just too windy. So my box is really kitted out for cod fishing down at Chesil, although I did chuck some sole rigs in my box. Some friends of mine were down here, or near here, a couple of days ago. They were pulling out plaice and sole, so I've got every hope, but I did hear there was a few whiting around yesterday, and I'm hoping we're not going to be in for a session on the whiting. Baits for the day. I've only got 4 wraps of lug with me. Let's take a look at these. Just plucked them out of the fridge this morning. They were pumped on Friday, it's Monday today. Picked them up from the tackle shop on Saturday morning. Re-wrapped them as soon as I got home to try and keep them tip-top. Well, the plan was to use them Tuesday, so but even so, I'd have still re-wrapped them because they don't like being in wet, dirty paper. Check out my video on how I store my lug if you're interested. Since I've been using the method I use now, they keep really well in the fridge. All right, let's get these bad boys out and we can take a peek. So here we go, wrap a lug. Look at that beauty. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 3 days out the sand, and that still looks absolutely mint. That paper's nice and dry. They've kept well in my fridge and we're good to go. So I'll probably, some of the worms I've got here are quite small, some are sort of medium size. Small ones I put on whole, and the medium sized ones I'll probably chuck in half. Because with sole I like to use quite small baits. Let's pick my bits up off the beach here. Rods for the day. I've got my Super Tip Tornado Graphex Supermatches from Century. I love using these rods. I was in 2 minds though about if I'd gone down to Chesil, I probably would have taken my competition naggers because they're a little bit beefier, when I was thinking I was probably going to have to use 7-ounce leads to hold bottom. But here we go. Century rods for the day. Do love fishing with these. I'm going to carry on getting set up and I'll see you in a bit. Right, rigs for the day. Got my sole rigs. So what do my sole rigs look like? Size 6 Supermatch hooks, 10-inch snoods, and these I've tied with 0.4 blackout. There's a little bit of dirt in the sea today, we don't need fluorocarbon. Yeah, so 10-inch snoods, 60 pounds then, and rig body. We're not going to be blasting out 7-ounce leads to the horizon on these. And we're going to see what we can pick up. So I've got 3 hooks on, all above the weight. But because I use rig gum stop knots on my rig bodies instead of crimps, I can adjust that if I want to fish one below. I'll see how I feel. I'm trying to get one out of the packet here. It's got a little bit hooked up. I've got 4 of these with me. I'll be getting 2 out and using them. I'll probably use a 3rd rig as well, but a different style, just to mix things up a bit, in case a different rig's going to work today. So I'll get this unwound. So there it is, size 2 swivel at the top. Fairly short rig because they're only 10-inch snoods. No bait stops or anything on this because it's not clipped down. But there we go. And that's the little hook at the bottom there. So you can see why I only want to use a small lug or half medium sized one. We'll get this baited up, get it sent out. Right, first thing I need to do, get a lead out of my box, so I'll get a couple out. I'm going to use 6-ounce grips today. Like I say, I had packed for Chesil Beach, but even round here where I'm fishing down at Eastbourne, the tide really can rip through. They're quite small tides today, but I'm not too worried about using 6 ounces. I thought it was better I got down the beach than I spent time repacking my box. So I'll get out 3 6-ounce grips, the smallest leads I've got with me today. SKMs, I do like these. I find they grip really, really well, which when you're fishing down a venue like this can be pretty important because the tide really can race through here. Right, get a rag out as well, ready for in a minute. Right, so I'll get one of these leads popped on and then we'll do some baiting up. There we are. Right, move those 2 leads out of the way. And we need our worms. So that one there, I call that a medium size, so I'm going to chop that one. And the next one's not too bad either. So we'll divide these into 2. Top and tail, cut in half. So get those tails off. Because they're not massive, I'm going to be really careful. Chop only the minimum amount off I need. Just gently chop off the heads. And then chop those 2 worms straight in the middle. Now I often use a bait needle, but because these pieces of worm are so small, I'm just going to thread that straight on. A bit of tangling. It's quite windy today, it's blowing about 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, gusting up to 35. So I'm tucked in by this groin, and I haven't bothered putting my shelter up because it's actually quite pleasant out of the wind. Slide that around. I'm always careful to make sure the hook only enters the worm at one end and exits at the other. And there we go, that is a perfect little sole bait. My preferred bait for sole, this lug is my second choice, would be some nice maddies dug out the river. But I'm not very good at digging and it's a very long way for me to go to the spot where I can dig some maddies. And I just haven't had time recently to do that. There we go. Tiny bit of this one. So that's going on the bottom hook. These bits of worm are maybe 1.5 inches long. So like I say, pretty small baits. I can always step it up later if it's not working. Get a bit more scent going, but there we go. That is a beautifully baited sole rig. So I'm going to get this one set out, then I can get my second rod, finish setting that up, get that out as well. Let's hope for a soul. I'm a soul man. Oh, I've lost the plot. Oh yeah, I've lost the plot. Did I tell you? See you in a minute. Let's get this rig clipped on and we'll get it chucked out. Come on. See, I got my casting specials with me today. They're a little bit lively. And we've got that nicely wrapped around the rod tip. There we go. All sorted. Right, I'm just going to tighten my mags up a little bit. Check that spool. There we go. Let's get this out. That's out there. Very gentle little flick. Time to get the other one out. See what the time is. It's just gone 10. High tide is in just under 4 hours. And that's about how long I'm planning on fishing. 4 wraps a lug, 4 hours. Probably plenty of bait. I reckon I'm going to get through 3. And then I can freeze the other ones down. There we go, right, same rig's going out on the other rod. There we go, other sole rig baited up, ready to go. We're going to get this one chucked out as well, and then we'll be fishing proper. It's nice to get both rods chucked out. Turn the ratchet off on this one, I didn't realise the ratchet was on. I do like using the ratchets when I'm after something big. Like if you've seen the ling I caught in Norway, that gave me a nice run with the ratchet going. Gets the adrenaline going. Won't be getting that today though with the sole rigs out. I won't be setting my ratchets. No need. If I caught a sole that was big enough to set the ratchet off, I'd be laughing, wouldn't I? Right, that's all clipped up. Clipped up to the rod. Right, get my reel set right. Always check it before the first cast. Tighten the mags up a bit. We've got quite a crosswind today. I'm worried my hat is going to go. But the only reason I can fish down here is because the direction of the wind. Eastbourne's tucked out the way when it's sort of west-southwest, which is what we've got at the minute. So it's coming like down along the beach. If it was just a little bit more that way, I don't think I'd be here. Right, anyway, let's get this out. It's enough chatting. I need to get fishing. That's it, 2 rods are in the water. This one I've put in really, really close. It's about 25 yards out, just to see if there's any sole come in on the flooding tide near the bottom of the shingle, running over the bit of sand that's out there, muddy sand. And there we have it. Right, let's take a look at the other rig I'm going to use. Right, third rig of the day. Somewhere in here. This is a loop rig, 18-inch snoods. So slightly longer snoods. This one's got size 4 Supermatches on, so slightly larger hook. Let's get that out. And these actually do have fluorocarbon snoods because I made them for place fishing. And it's got 0.35 fluorocarbon on the snood there. But like I say, you really don't need it today, the water's pretty coloured. Pop these back in the box. Keeping an eye on my rods while I'm chatting away to you. So because this is a clip down rig, we do have bait stops on this one. Alright, get the 6-ounce gripper on there. So when you put your grip leads on these splashdowns, for those of you who don't know, it can bend the wire. So you have to check this little gap here. You can see that little gap's looking a bit big, so what I do, if that seems to be the case, is I get my forceps, push them in and then twist them, and it just bends that wire back out a little bit. Try that again. There we go. And that makes that gap just a little bit smaller so the lead can't get out. Another third go at that, because it's not quite as tight as I'd like. I have lost a couple of leads where I forget to do this and they can bend out. Yeah, that's better. That lead's not coming out now without a bit of force. Right. So 2-hook loop rig, size 4 Supermatches, and this one does have a little sequin bait stop held in place by a little stopper there. Right, let's try whole worms on this one, just to mix it up. This one's a pretty small worm anyway, by the time I've taken the tail off that. There we go, take them out. We'll do the usual top and tail. Oops, I'm getting caught up with some bait elastic that's escaped. Right, chop off those tails. Chop off the heads. And there we go, 2 beautiful baits. Try not to let my stuff blow around in the wind. Get these on a bait needle. I like to do it tail first. The theory being that they're slightly more juicy in the head end. But that's certainly true with the fresh out. I'm not so sure it matters so much with the gutted ones. But there's still slightly thicker bit of worm at the bottom, and that makes it, I think, a bit more streamlined when you're casting. To put the worm on that way. There we go, worm is on. Slide that bait stop so it's just touching that worm, and that's going to hold that nicely in place. And then we do the same on the bottom hook. And that second worm on there. And position the bait stop. So that's it, that rig's good to go when we reel one in. I'll go and hang this up on the tripod, and then it's just a matter of waiting. That's it. Well guys, the one I chucked out first, it's been out there just over 20 minutes. It's time to get that reeled in. See if we've got anything on the end. It's a little bit of weed. Just a little bit of weed showing down there. Nothing horrendous. I haven't seen any sign of bites. Oh, tighten that up. On either rod, but we shall see. Of course, if there is something on there, I'll walk down and won't drag it up the beach. Definitely a little tiny bit of weed on the other line. I can see a tiny little bit on this. Just something to keep an eye on, but only little tiny bits. We can cope with that, right? Oh, my mic's falling off. There we go. Nothing. Nothing on there. Here comes the leader. Get that weed off. There we go. Got a little bit of weed around the tip eye to deal with as well. Here's the other line. I'm right in the other line. There we go, look, a bit of weed. A little bit of weed. Ooh. Let's get that picked off and I can send the other rig back out. The baits, they don't look touched. They haven't stayed on the hooks terribly well. So I think next time I'll just put a tiny bit of elastic on just above the eye of the hook to help hold the bait in place. If the worms are really fresh, often they'll stay in place themselves, but these ones, day 3, yeah, maybe a little bit of elastic. Right, leave that lead by the tripod so I can find my rig when I come back. And we get this one sent out. This is the loop rig going out. With this one being clipped down, hopefully the worms will stay in place better. I do find that even if I don't need to clip rigs down, clipping them down does tend to lead to better bait presentation. Well, that's just what I find. Get these bad boys sent back out. I'm using a new camera today, so if you can still hear me, that's pretty good. I'm quite away from it now. Not quite sure how it compares to the GoPro. Right, there's the other line, that's fine. That crosswind really is taking those leads to the right. I'm waiting for the sun to move around a bit. At the moment I'm casting straight into the sun. It's quite hard to see what I'm doing. Hopefully the fish will come on the feed soon. There we go. Right, get this one sorted out. Well guys, the one I cast out second, I think I've got a weed bite. The rod tip's been bouncing around a little bit and I have got a little bit of weed down there. I'll get it reeled in You never know, it could be a fish. But I have picked up quite a bit of weed on this one. This was the one I put insanely close in. So the weed at the edge there is much more likely to catch on the line. Quite a bit of weed. As the tide comes in, hopefully that'll be less of an issue. I think we're near the edge. I think I might have something. Have I? Is it just the weed gripping the line in the rod tip? Let's see. Now we got fishes. Right, let's go down and see what we got. Got to get that leader knot clear first. There we go. Right, I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm just going to walk down the beach so I don't drag these fish up. Well guys, I thought it was a double shot, but it was actually just the second fish, was just weed on the lead. But we have a beautiful little dab. So I'll get this guy in my bucket of water and we'll change the rigs over and then we'll unhook this guy. Woohoo! Right, so fish is safely in the bucket. I've just baited up my other rig, so I'll go and grab that. So we can get cast back out. So that was the one 25 yards out. And that was indeed on the sole rig. Not the right species, but hey, it's flat. I'll go with that. I'll take a dab. So I'm just going to adjust that a little bit. Slide that bottom snood down a touch. That's better. The bait from the middle hook was just touching there, touching the swivel from the bottom snood. Right, I'm going to get this chucked out. I'll see you in a second. So this one, I've actually put those bits of bait elastic around the bait. Actually, I'll take you down with me. Why not? You come with me. You know, might as well all be in this together, eh? So we're going to go for about 25 yards, 30 yards out. The tide's coming a bit, so maybe 30 yards now. I'll just pop you down there. There we are. Watch the other line. We're good. Right, yep, not going to hit that other line. Gentle little flick. There we are. Even the wind took that. Even though I'm just casting it a tiny bit, that took it probably 30 degrees to my, which way round? My left, that way. The way the wind's blowing. Right, let's get this back on the tripod, which means walking back up the beach. Right, pop you down. There we go. Loosen that drag a little bit actually. That's better. There we go, all good. Right, let's sort this fish out. Right, here's Mr. Dab. Not the biggest dab in the world, is he? But nonetheless, a very welcome little fish. Coming in, 22 centimetres. So we're going to unhook this guy through the gills. It's a small hook. One thing I like about these small hooks when you're using the through the gill method is that they've got quite short shanks, these Supermatches. So it's easier. Yeah, all right, keep still. I'm trying to help you, mate. Easier to turn the hook using this method. Cool, he's lively, isn't he? Come on. Which way's the hook? Just taking that right down. Can I see the hook? Okay, I have to go old-fashioned, take my glasses off. Can't turn the hook if you swallowed it right down. Okay. I can see better without my glasses on. Right, now I can see the hook. Got the hook. A little bit of a push and a twist. There we are. Let's take that rig out the bucket. And there we go, look, unhooked. Let's pop him back in the bucket, let him recover a little bit. Clean my box off, and he'll be good to go back in a minute. And there we go, one little dab. Well guys, let's go stuck this dab back. He's been splashing around in the bucket, as lively as he was when I brought him up the beach. So he's looking good to go back now, he's had a rest. I think he's asking to be set free. Oh, sorry, kicking the tripod a bit there. Right, let's turn you around so you can see him go back. Right, let's take him out of the bucket. Oh, splashing. Come here. Look, trying to catch you, boy. There he is. What a beauty, eh? What a beautiful little fish. I'm not going to argue, it's not a whiting. There we go. Off he swims. Well guys, we're going to reel in the one with the 2-hook loop rig on. I haven't seen a single sniff. In fact, before I do that, I'm going to bring my other rig over. I've got baited up and I've popped it on the beach next to me over here. All right, let's get this bad boy. I think my caffeine levels are a little bit low, so after this cast, I might just have to get the jet boil out. Can't beat a fresh brew on the beach, can you? And I've got something new to show you today. Shingle bank's falling down behind me. God, this one's been taken right to the left there. Look, hopefully that's not around the groin. Come on, get moving. The leads here can sink a bit. The sand / muddy bottom is a little bit soft. Got some weight on here though. Be nice if it was a fish. I can't see a lot of weed on the line on this one. There's a few little bits on there. That looks like just a blob of weed, I think. Yeah, just a blob of weed on the rig, making it feel that bit heavier. Take that off. What's happened to the baits? Something's had a munch on the top one, for sure. Right, pickle that lump off. Like I say, it's not a lot of it, it's just a little bit annoying. Annoying weed. Got some in the top eye as well, let's clear that first. Don't want to crack off, do we? There we go. Ooh. See if I can get this one out a bit straighter. It's a bit challenging with that really vicious crosswind. You probably can't even hear it on the mic because I'm sheltered down here, but as soon as that lead's up in the air, whew, takes it. I'm not using a thumbie because I'm not whacking it today. Right, where's my other line there? Okay. demonstrator. I deliberately picked quite a wide beach down here today between the groins because I knew that that wind was going to take the lead, and that if the tide starts ripping as well, you can get snagged up on the groins. We don't want that to happen, do we? No. There we are. Right. Get this one rebaited. I still want that sole. I still want that sole. Cup of tea time, except I'm not making tea. I am making coffee. Just get my cup's lid out. Going to get the jet boil set up, and I've got my little coffee maker with me. I decided some days I just needed a decent coffee, either in the camper van or when I'm on the beach. So I bought myself a tiny little portable espresso maker. This is the first time I brought it down to the beach with me. I've been using it quite a lot at home because it actually makes better coffee than my Posh Krups coffee machine. So we need to heat some water up just like normal. I think after this, after I've had my coffee, I'll have to make a cup of tea because the espresso shot isn't going to keep me hydrated. Let's get this on first. I know you're supposed to light these without the cup on, but I'm a rebel. Try that again. Oh, my knees. Half old. Right, get that a bit more secure, that's better. There we go, that's well alight. And that's nice and stable. Going to get out the coffee machine. I've already filled it with coffee at home, but I still need to preheat the chamber, so I'm going to unscrew that. Get it all ready. Get it all ready to go. And now all we've got to do is wait for that jet boil. One of my rods keeps going slack, the grip lead's not gripped very well. I'll have to make sure I tighten those wires up next time I reel it in. It's the one I just cast out. Come on, boil. Cup ready. Right. That's nicely boiling. I'm going to preheat this. That can just sit there for a minute. We need to find a level spot. The box, Gemma, the box. Of course, much better than the shingle. And now wait for that to warm up. Oops. Right, that's attached back, is it? That's it. On. Just pump a little bit of that water through. Get that plastic nice and hot. You probably can't see what I'm doing because the jet boil's in the way. I'll move that in a second. Right, that's reboiling. Turn that off. You might think, what a faff for a cup of coffee. But you know, sometimes you just need a cup of coffee. So I'll screw that back on. Refill the chamber. Do that on a level surface this time, shall we? There we are. Pop the lid on before it starts to go cold. Oh. Try to do it without spilling boiling water on your hands. There we are. Wipe that up. I think I overfilled that a tiny bit. Never mind. More coffee for me. Right, now what we do, just going to pump this a little bit. Once I've emptied that water from the cup. Stay there. Don't want to waste water on the beach. I'll pop that back in the jet boil. Use that next time. Try and keep that out of the wind because I'm worried about the lids blowing away in this gale we've got down here. Right, a couple of little pumps, 8 pumps in fact. And now we wait. That's going to brew. Give it about 30 seconds. Zip the case back up. Not sure I want to put a used coffee machine back in the little case. Keep watching my rods. Oh, the other one's gone slack. Ooh, I'm going to have to leave that brewing, sort my slack liner out. That's a proper slack liner. Look at that, the one on the right, proper slack line. Ooh, it's all happening, it's all kicking off. Could be a little schoolie. Let's see, is it still here? Ooh, tighten that up. Reel's wobbling around a little bit. I think I missed it, you know. That's what happens, you make a coffee, you miss your bites. Sometimes those schoolies, they can swim in with you. So whatever you do, don't stop reeling. If you think you might have a schoolie on. Oh yeah, it's bending now, it's fighting back. What have we got coming through the surf? Keep the line tight. Oh, it looks like a schoolie, bear with me. It's not one schoolie, it's 2 schoolies. A baby one and a slightly less baby one. There we go, look. Little double shot. Both too small to keep, clearly. Well, I'm going to get these guys unhooked and then get them sent back on the fish. There we go, beautiful little schoolie. Let's get this guy back. Well, that was a bit of a flurry of activity, wasn't it? 2 schoolies and making coffee. Right, I can finish making my coffee now. So plenty of time to brew. Let's get that bit of shit out of the cup. Right. Here it comes. Beautiful. I'm going to keep doing this and get myself recaffeinated. See, it's getting awfully close. Let's see if we got anything. No, absolutely nothing on there, I can tell straight away. Absolutely nothing. Sounds a bit like a song that Frankie Goes to Hollywood covered. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War I despise, 'cause it means destruction of innocent lives. Bait's untouched, except for the bottom hook, which has been clean stripped. Right, get the rigs changed over, get it back out. You know the drill. Two-hook loop rig going back out. There we go, look. Beautiful baits on there. Hopefully the sun's not in your eyes too much. We're going to get these whacked out. Time to send the baits out to sea. Might put these ones a little bit further because the bites have dried up. Still not going to whack it, got no thumbie on. Mags are quite tight as well, partly because of that crosswind. Right. It's definitely the furthest I've put the baits today. It's probably around the 80-yard mark. But yeah, they're out. The worms are swimming. Well, I just had a cracking bite on this rod. Probably another schoolie the way it went. Yeah, it's on there. Is it? They do keep you guessing, yeah. Pretty sure I got it. Something on it. Yes, absolutely. It's fighting back. So that's swimming with me. Classic schoolie behaviour, I reckon. This was that one I just chucked out a little bit further. It's coming through the surf. Oh yeah. Another lovely little schoolie. Bit like the bigger one we had earlier. There we have him. Look at that beauty. Hopefully the camera's at a decent angle. I was in a bit of a rush there to get it turned on. Beautiful fish. Perfectly beautiful. Not a thing wrong with that. A lovely little silver bar. I'm going to get this guy unhooked, get him chucked back. Happy days. I'll take bass if the sole aren't feeding any day. Not bad, not bad. Happy gem. Oh, you are cock-eyed. A bit better. Right, there we go. Beautiful little bass. Let's get him chucked back. 35 centimetres this one came in at. Happy days. Off he swims. To live another day. Right, get some more baits out. Whew, 3 bass, 1 dab. No sole. I'm not complaining. Look at that. That has got to be the smallest conger that I have ever caught. I'm going to get this chap unhooked and get him sent back before he trashes my rig. But yeah, we're on the fish. It's just not exactly the fish I wanted, that one. Ugh. Horrible things. Well guys, my sister's just arrived. She's at the cafe that's just there. She's going to bring me over a Twix, isn't she lovely? I'll best just change your angle actually, you won't be able to see me in a second. Is that better? Right, we're going to reel in the one on the right, get it cast back out before she arrives with the goodies. You're probably looking a little bit at the sky now, but the shingle's quite uneven here. I haven't got another rig out since that eel trashed my rig. Oh, that coaster's actually coming off. It's better. I've only got about an hour of fishing left, so I'll just get my bait needle ready and rebait my rig when it comes in. Given it takes me 15 minutes a pop to make a rig, I thought just for the last hour I can cope with only using 2. It's not like the fishing's on fire and I really need to keep going, or you know, if I'm going to miss that fish, whatever. I'm just out for a bit of fun. While I do like fishing 3 rigs, sometimes just being ready with the baits is good enough. In fact, the baits on here look pretty decent. They haven't been out too long. Just tidy those up, they can go back out. Nothing has touched those. I'm going to try plopping this one in. It's about half an hour to a high tide now. I think I might have even said that earlier, but I was wrong. Got half an hour to go now. Just tidy that up. And we're going to plop this. Nice, gentle little plop. small reel seats on these reels, so the coasters struggle sometimes. There we go. Nice and close in. It's probably gone over the other one, so I'm just going to swap these over. Here comes my sister now. I think she's got herself a cake. Maybe a sausage roll. She said they had sausage rolls and pasties. I never go to the cafe when I'm down here because I'm always on the beach. It's got a little bit cool. Here we are. Here she comes. Let's see if she's shy or if she's going to say hello to you. She brought me this Twix. No, she's going to be shy, I think. There you go, you see her hand. Twix delivery. Thank you, Helen. Right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, it's time to get reeled in. We're fairly close to the end of the session now. My sister in the background over there, she said she wants a sole, please. This is what I've been trying to catch all day. But it's just been a little bit too sunny, really. I think we've got something on here, maybe. Hard to tell at the minute. Hopefully not another little strap. Nobody likes a strap on there, do they? I've got a couple of lugworm ready on my bait needle. No, there's nothing on this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Those hooks, something's had a right munch on them though. Bait's gone completely off the bottom and look, that's all that's left on the top hook there. So I'll get some more bait over, get this rebaited, clip it up, send it back out. Worms at the ready. Got caught up on a bit of seaweed on the beach. Alright, so I'm just going to take that old bit of bait off. Don't want that in there. Then we get our worm kebab. Slide that on. Make sure the bait stops in the right spot. And there we go. Ooh, come on. Right, and then we do the bottom one. It's got a little bit tangled around the lead. Sometimes it can do that when it comes through the surf. Just gets a bit twisted in the grip lines. Grip wires. Having trouble getting my words out today. This is where I wish I was 20 and not in my 50s. There we are. Pop that on. Right, I'll just go and return the bait needle to my box and we'll clip that up, get it sent out. I'm going to walk that way to cast it out so I'm not too near this groin. Don't want to get snagged up in the groin. There we go, it's nicely in the splashdown. There we go. Those baits are good to go. Right, let's go that way. Righty ho, the baits are good to go. Drop length's a little bit too long, I'll sort that out in a moment. Check that. Okay, perfecto. Here we go then. Again, maybe 75 yards out. No big distances today. Still trying for that sole. Well guys, we've come to the end of the session. I'm just going to reel these in and get them packed away. But we've had 3 species, those little strap congers, some schoolie bass and that dab that started us off. We haven't had the target species of that sole, which is a bit of a shame. But it's just been a little bit too bright and a little bit too sunny on and off today, really, I think, for them to come in and hunt. But we never know. We've still got these trucks to get pulled in. We could have one on there. Probably not. But hey, that's fishing. So thank you for watching this video. And if you've enjoyed it, please click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you shortly on a beach somewhere near me, somewhere very soon. Thanks for watching.